What's up, Buck Doug with D&E in the garage? I got a real melon scratcher for you tonight. All right, this behind me is the wife's Jeep, the 2018 Jeep Compass. It has developed the strangest issue I've ever seen on any Jeep, let alone a new Jeep. Let's dig into it. All right, now bear with me for just a minute while we do a little bit of background. This is the wife's Jeep. She uses this just to get to and from work and to obviously pick the kid up from daycare. But if we need to do any real people moving, you can probably barely see it out there. We take one of the WJs. They're bigger, they're a little more comfortable, and we don't care if they get beat up. Nobody really ever rides in this thing, certainly never in the back seat. All right, again, this is all background. This is gonna matter, I promise. Stick with me, monkeys here. All right, so this side of the Jeep, nobody's ever riding in the back. That side of the Jeep, it's usually this thing, which has its own straps. It does not use the God-given seatbelt to secure the child to the vehicle. It's got its own straps and loops and all types of mean, nasty, ugly things. So this past weekend, we had to move a whole bunch of people down to the Jersey Shore for the polar plunge. All right, we had more than one Jeep load, so I took a bunch of people in my WJ. She took a bunch of people in her Compass. Saturday morning, I pulled the car seat out. Everybody jumped in the Jeep and got ready to go. Right? We make it 2 minutes down the road in our beautiful little Jeep family caravan, and the wife calls me up and she goes, "Babe, what happened to my seatbelts?" I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, the seatbelts are cut out of the Jeep." Can you see this? The seatbelts in the back of her, now I know it's dark, I can only film this at night. The seatbelts in the back of her Jeep are both cut right where they go into the Jeep there. Now this side is cut clean off. As you can see, this is the top piece here of the seatbelt, just like mutilated cut, not like a clean cut, like somebody went at it with a dull beaver for several hours. And on the other side, I'll be darned if the whole thing isn't just all jimmy jammed up in there. You can see it's starting to go. It looks like it's all tangled up in the mechanism, and honestly, I can't pull the seatbelt out anymore. I don't know if it's stuck in there. So I'm sitting here wondering, what in the hell does that? I know it's dark and you can't get a real great angle on it, but can you see how mutilated that thing is? And it's all tangled up in there. Now, obviously, the first thing I did was I headed over to the interwebs, fired up the Googleizer, trying to see if there was some kind of recall or TSB, something. I mean, that's too intense of a failure for it to be a one-off on my Jeep, and it's only one side. Here's what makes it so odd. First of all, neither seatbelt gets used very much, but each seat has a completely different role in the Jeep. If we do have a third passenger, yes, occasionally we'll have someone sitting in the back there. Maybe like 10 times, honestly, since we've owned the Jeep. Sometimes if we take this Jeep and we end up stopping at Lowe's or Wally World or something, we'll have to put that seat down. So maybe one of those two things caused it, but then the other side, literally that car seat got put on when we got the Jeep and it's just been in there ever since. That seatbelt's never been used. So this situation has to be something that just happens from the Jeep going down the road. I'm really confused as to why nobody else has ever reported this. I called the dealership, the STEALERSHIP. We're going to head over there a week from tomorrow. So hopefully they have some kind of something. Maybe they've seen it before. Maybe they know something. It seems like way too weird of a problem for me to be the only monkey on the planet that's having that issue. So for tonight, I'm really just doing the intro to it, and I'm documenting it in case I need footage of the exact issue down the road. I am going to release this video once I have resolution, so you're probably only a few minutes into what's, I don't know, a 10 or 15 minute video. The rest of this video will be the journey of us getting this figured out. I wish I didn't have to expect this to be such a fight, but when you're dealing with the STEALERSHIP, you never know what you're going to get. And if you go into it with high hopes but low expectations, that's usually the best way to approach it. Alrighty, friends, about a week later, the wife took the Jeep to the dealership today. The question on everyone's mind, what's Jeep going to do? The right thing? Are they going to try to get out of it? Are they going to make us pay half of it? Well, Jeep dealership told my wife that clearly a dog had chewed up the seatbelts. A dog head with so much direction and focus managed to just chew the seatbelt, didn't even scratch the seat or the headrest or the plastic up here where the seat rest was or the seat base, or for some reason this seatbelt, which would have been way more accessible to this rabid Jeep hating dog. No, and didn't even chew the whole seatbelt. Saw it fit to only chew this one very specific piece where it happens to connect to the thing up there. In fact, this rabid seatbelt hating dog did it on both of these seatbelts in the exact same spot without touching a single other piece of this Jeep. And the reasoning behind this was because there's some dog fur on the floor. Also a lot of Cheerios. Don't judge us. Yes, it's a new Jeep. My kid's a freaking animal. She's a beast. So, as you can imagine, I called the dealership, asked to please speak with whoever had so meticulously and intelligently diagnosed my Jeep, and I asked them, do you feel comfortable with what you just said happened to this Jeep? Do you feel intelligent offering that? And she assured me that she did. I said, all right, that's fair. That's fair. You were honest with me. What I'm going to need from you is another appointment. I'm going to need you to be there. This is the service writer who told my wife the dog ate it, told me the dog ate it, told me that even though no other part of the vehicle was damaged and both seatbelts were chewed in the exact same spot, that she felt intelligent telling me, nah, your dog ate it. I told her I'm going to need you and your manager and as many other managers as you can get from this organization, which I'm thinking we're going to put on blast later. I was going to leave them out of it, but not anymore. Another appointment, all of you there. I'm going to drive the Jeep in. I'm going to have this camera, assuming they don't make a big deal about it. We're going to stand there. I'm going to say, Mr. or Mrs. Manager, this is what the service writer thinks happens to this Jeep, possibly one of the most vital safety systems in the vehicle. And she told us we were going to have to pay for the whole replacement. I don't even want to know how much that would cost. Whoops. Now, Mr. Manager, how do you feel about that? And I guess I'll just let you guys, I guess I'll just let you know, I'm speechless. I'm speechless that an intelligent person defended that, not only to my wife, but then to me, vehemently. Not, oh, well, maybe bring it back in and we'll take another look. No, that's what happened. Your dog ate it. We're not going to pay for it. We're not going to let you get over on us. So the saga continues. The answer to will Jeep be doing the right thing is no. All right, even if they make it right eventually, my wife had to miss work this morning. I will be missing work, not tomorrow, but the next day. There's aggravation, there's stress, and I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in Jeep. Alrighty friends, update. I just met with the service manager at the dealership in question, which I've decided not to name because they are going to do the right thing and they're going to replace the belts. Now I could not get her to say the words, I admit it was clearly not a dog. But what she did say to the original service writer was just order the damn parts. She literally laughed out loud when she saw it and said just order the damn parts. So she was not willing to admit the stupidity of to look at the situation and with a straight face say your dog probably ate it. But they are going to do the right thing. I'm not closing this video out here yet because this issue is not done. It will not be done until the new seatbelts are in, and that's happening next week. Alright friends, it is official. We dropped off the Compass today. Jeep did right by us. They even gave us a rental car, which was in question because I have heard stories of various different manufacturers, dealerships, not hooking you up with a rental car when they do warranty work. Jeep did us right. The wife was hoping for either a 1500 or a Charger. My sister, when she took her Patriot in for some warranty work, she got to drive around an all-wheel drive Charger for a few weeks, and then another time she got the 1500. We got the Cherokee, but that's okay. Cherokee's not bad. This one's nice and clean. Wife said she actually likes it. Oh, she locked it in her own driveway. So we live in such a bad neighborhood. Anyway, one more positive for this dealership. They gave us the rental car so that the wife didn't have to drive Willie, though she loves driving Willie. Alrighty, hopefully tomorrow I should have a new, well, not a new Jiminy Christmas, amateur hour. Not a new Compass, but Compass with new seatbelts, and we will wrap this thing up and tally all the pros and cons for this dealership and decide if this experience was a positive one or a negative one. I like these rims. What do y'all think about these rims? Yeah. What are those, 5x4.5? I think that they went back to? Huh. Anyway, see y'all tomorrow. What's up, Buck? All right, let's close this out. This matter is finished. The dealership fixed the Jeep. Took them 2 days. They gave us a loaner car. They didn't charge us a dime. I have my Jeep Compass back, my wife's Jeep Compass back with brand new seatbelts in it. Unfortunately, nobody knows what the heck the problem was. Nobody knows why these seatbelts decided to just rip right out. It's interesting, I've been sharing this process in the moment with our Patreons. One of our Patreons actually had some seatbelts that were chewed by a dog. Shout out to Kion for sending me pictures. I'm gonna put them up on the screen now. This is what seatbelts look like when a dog chews them. You guys already saw what it looks like when they mysteriously rip right out of a vehicle. So, there was 34,000 miles on the Jeep when this happened. I'm gonna be keeping a hawk eye on this thing, you better believe it. And if at 60,000 miles I need seatbelts again, we're gonna have some very serious questions. Am I still happy with the Compass as a vehicle? Absolutely. I love that thing. It does exactly what we needed it to do for my wife, and we were able to accomplish that with our favorite 4 letters on the hood. That means a lot to me. Now, am I satisfied overall with how the dealership handled this? No, not really. Because here's the thing. You know that old phrase, the squeaky wheel gets the oil? I hate being the squeaky wheel. I don't like to default to squeaky wheel. All right, whether I'm dealing with a dealership or someone on a customer service line, I try my best to default to easy to work with, laid back, easy going. But the second it becomes clear that you're gonna take advantage of the fact that I'm trying to be easygoing and easy to work with, I'm gonna go into full angry monkey with a toolbox mode and start throwing wrenches at your head. And that's what I had to do with this idiot woman at the dealership, because whether it was a taught behavior or just how she naturally is, her default was to be unhelpful to the customer and find some way that the customer was in the wrong. Immediately. And this is evident because the second I got a different service writer and the service manager out there, they looked at it for 2 minutes, audibly laughed, and said, just order the seatbelts. I've decided to, at various times throughout this video, I was going to put the dealership on blast. I wasn't going to. I mentioned the girl's name. I'm not going to mention it. I talked to my Patreons about it. I said, hey guys, what do you guys think? Because they've been with me through this whole process, which spanned a couple weeks. And I said, do you guys think I should put the dealership on blast? They all said, hey man, just let it go. So I'm going to err on the side of reasonability, take my Patreons, our lovely Patreon suggestion, just let it go. So I've bleeped out any names, though I do plan on sending this video to the dealership and just say, hey buddy who owns this dealership, just so you know, this is the experience I had with your delightful, super intelligent service writer by the name of Deleted. So as I close this video out, I'm gonna do what I always do and ask you guys to leave me some comments down there in the squawk boxes. I'd love to go ahead, let me hear your dealership nightmare. This is not just a Jeep dealership issue. Nobody get it twisted, all right? Any dealership on the planet potentially could have had this situation, because dealerships, they're awful, man. They are so bad. We've had problems in the family at Subaru dealerships. We've had problems at Ford dealerships, and I know that every other dealership on the planet, people could tell me some kind of ridiculous, awful, crazy, terrible, inconceivable horror story. All right? And comment down there in the squawk box if you like the video. By all means, like the video. That's common sense. Subscribe to the channel. Consider checking us out on Patreon, Etsy, and Teespring. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.